Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Here in Central Time, it's morning.
Well,
afternoon.
We're afternoon.
We already got to 12:02. We're getting a late start here in day 2 of the TCCAA Region 7 Conference Basketball Tournament. It's Men's Day here on Saturday in Gallatin, Tennessee. Tim Reese joined by Jay Harper. And we had an exciting day yesterday, co-ed day.
Yeah, boy,
but today it'll be fast action, Jay.
Yeah, that's it, man. We've got 4 wonderful men's games to get to, and yeah, the first of which is going to be cranking up in mere moments.
VolState, the host team, is considered the visitors here as they are the number 9 seed taking on the number 1 seeded Walter State Senators, who have only lost 1 game. Let's get to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visitors. Number 0, Damaris Carroll. Number 4, Preston King. Number 6, Auden Slaughter. Number 12, Cannon Hale. And number 21, Max Moore for Johnny Lynn's squad. He's in his 3rd year. Last year's Coach of the Year, as his squad was the number 2 seed in this tournament a year ago. Beat out in a tiebreaker Walter State Senators, but Ball State won and out. He's assisted by Greg Law and John Thomas Lynn. The athletic director for Ball State is Bobby Hudson. For Walter State, Taquez Butler, Demori Litch, Trey Rideau. Number 10, Jamar Livingston, their leading scorer, and Jaden Nesbitt, the 5. For head coach Jerry Nichols in his 3rd year. He's assisted by Deuce McGee. Our officials for today's game, Tom Stinnett, Ted Kessler. Our referee, David Carter, will toss the ball up as former teammates last year, Preston King and Jaden Nesbitt, will go at it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Tom Stinnett says Walter State basketball as we are underway. No time off the clock. It's got to be at least some time off that clock. The ball was tapped. Appreciate you joining us on the VolState Sports Network today. 6 games yesterday, and feel like we're getting a break today with only 4. Litch with the basketball, gives it up to Nesbitt. Goes right, goes left, goes back right, and gets the bucket for a 2-0 lead. Full court pressure by the Senators. Damaris Carroll now being double teamed. He's going to jump, and his pass goes right through the 5-hole if you're a hockey fan. Max Moore couldn't collect that one. Strap it in and get comfortable wherever you're watching today's action.
This Senators team, very experienced, 7 sophomores on the roster for Coach Nichols.
Everybody still trying to get it figured out here as the clock was still showing 30 on the shot clock. David Carter, the eagle eye, sees that. Max Moore left side, hands it off to Cannon Hale. Jumps in a pass to Moore, and he is met with aggression by Livingston. He goes right to the basket for 2 points. Preston King tried the block. And again, full court pressure. Damaris Carroll gets it. 2-on-1 now. A scoop and a score off the backboard as a couple players go to the deck.
Yeah, beautiful weaving through the defense to get the Pioneers on the board.
Damaris Carroll from Florence, Alabama. He's a freshman. Right side, Litch gets it into Nesbitt. Working again on King. Off the glass, no good. Gets an offensive rebound, has his shot blocked, but apparently catching a bit of the body was Preston King. That'll be his first.
And our first foul of the game. That will send Nesbitt to the line as he brings a 65.6% free throw shooting average into the tournament.
He was a starter for VolState last year. I don't know if in JUCO basketball you actually get into a transfer portal, but the Huntsville, Alabama native made the switch to Morristown, Tennessee. And 2 for 2 at the free throw line is hitting the deck is Livingston. Auden Slaughter being guarded by Livingston. The trap comes right before half court. Max Moore knocks the pass from Slaughter down, and Pioneers will get into their offense. Down 6-2. A fadeaway from the free throw line is good by the freshman from Santa Fe, Tennessee, Auden Slaughter.
Averaging 11.1 points per game is Slaughter.
Right wing, Trey Rideau finds Litch at the top of key. He hands off to Butler. Butler working, gets it into the corner. Livingston goes baseline. Max Moore bothers the shot of Butler. The first time that Pioneers can bring it across the timeline without the double team. VolState wearing their road blues. Walter State, the home team, wearing their home whites. Preston King gets smacked in the schnoz. VolState will get the basketball underneath their own basket. Fouls on Litch, his first. Maury Litch from Dillon, South Carolina. 6'6" sophomore.
The upstate of South Carolina.
You're familiar with that state.
Yeah, a little
You got
bit.
family there, don't you?
Yeah, sure do.
Another fadeaway from the free throw line. Slaughter gets it to stay down.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful fadeaway for Auden Slaughter.
Slaughter can get his shot whenever. Bothers a shot there by Butler in the corner, but it's a 3-ball.
Yeah, smooth shot from the young man out of Whitehaven High School, Memphis.
It's a steal by Litch. Gets it to Rideau. He sees Nesbitt posting underneath. He gets the basket to go. And Slaughter picks up the personal foul. Nesbitt played here in the game that Walters won back on February 7th, so a month ago today. 99-87 was the final score. Walter State averages 102 points a game. They average giving up just under 64 points a game. That's almost a 40-point difference. Nesbitt.
That's certainly a winning formula.
Remembers the role. That's exactly right. Cannon Hale down in the corner. See where the double team's going to come from. Get it up to Carroll. Moore goes up, and he is fouled. Brian Carter has entered the game and picks up a quick personal foul. He's also from Memphis, Tennessee, Ridgeway High School. And Moore will go to the free throw line.
This Walter State team loaded with conference leaders in a variety of categories. Carter, whom you just mentioned, leading the conference in field goal percentage at 78.8%.
Carter didn't even start the game and averages 12.3 points a game. That's 12th in the conference. Jamar Livingston leads Walter State with 13.4. They have 5 who average double figures. Spread it around. Rideau into the corner to Butler, his second 3-ball from the corner as he turns around and has something to say to the VolState bench as Slaughter gets it across. Bounce pass to King. He gets absolutely crushed.
Assaulted.
And no call. Walter State in the corner. Livingston for 3, no good. Long rebound and inside to Carter, and he's going to one-hand slam it. 17-7. Walter State with a 10-point lead. They are relentless.
Yeah,
Carroll
they can really get them in bunches.
gets it over the arms of Livingston. Cannon Hale finding help. Preston King going to have his shot blocked again by Nesbitt. Carter has his shot blocked, but Cannon Hale apparently got a piece. Carter stayed upright, but the foul is called.
This Walter State team certainly has their share of swagger. You can just see their attitude and body language on the floor. They're good and they know it.
Timeout called by Johnny Lynn. The 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. This is not the start that the Pioneers were looking for. It's exactly what Walter State wanted. Yesterday's men's games, VolState was the first game at 10 o'clock, so they got a couple extra hours rest today with the noon start. They got the 75-68 victory over Jackson State. And then after that, 2 overtime games. Pellissippi and Dyersburg went to double overtime. The Eagles of Dyersburg won 95-87. Southwest Tennessee in the final game of the men's bracket yesterday, an 80-76 overtime victory over Cleveland State.
Brian Carter to the line, 75% free throw shooter on the season as he connects there.
Carter scored 21 points off the bench to lead all scorers for Walter State back a month ago. The 99-87 victory. Moore looking for help. Dylan Delk now in the game, as is Macon Atkinson, as Coach Lynn has gone to 4 guards and a forward. Ball State does not have what you would say a prototypical center. Really have it all year. Jalen Hardaway, as Slaughter shoots a jump shot from beyond the arc, and it's short, goes out of bounds. Ball State is down their top 3 scorers. Of course, Taylor Groves, last year's freshman of the year, offensive player of the year, and overall player of the year. He got injured in a Calhoun game in December, out for the season, as Malachi Brooks now in the game. He kicks out to Livingston in the corner for 3. Good. That's a spot that has worked well early here for Walter State. 22-7.
Yeah, Butler's already knocked down a couple from that same spot.
Ball State basically has been one and done. Senators very active. Good defensive team and the top offensive team in the conference. Max Moore working on Tyree Stovall. His shot no good. Stovall gets the rebound. Also in the game, Carter Webb. Carter gives it up to Livingston. Brooks will back it out. He's going to get the screen from Stovall. And a fake by Webb. Underneath the basket, off the glass, no good. Bounces out to Livingston. Brooks is going to drive. His bounce pass finally gets into the hands of Carter. 10 on the shot clock. Carter, he's going to go to the left side with the left hand off the glass, and good. Every loose ball right there went to Walter State. Atkinson goes over the top, and the Gallatin native Canaan Hale makes a football reception. Another block shot. They probably got 5 of those already as Carter Webb drains a 3. And another timeout, Vol State.
This Walter State team already, Tim, 12 shots, they made 8 of them. I mean, already shooting at almost 70% as we have gone through about 6.5 minutes here in this first half.
27-7. And you called the only loss that Walter State had this year. That was at Motlow, and that was a 2-point loss.
Correct.
And I looked at the stats from that game, and I don't see how it happened, but it's the lowest scoring output of the year for Walter State.
Motlow just had a great defensive performance that evening and was also hitting their share of shots. It was just a fine effort and a fine strategy for Motlow State that night.
At Walters, here's another oddity that I noticed in review. When the Pioneers went to Walter State back in November, Walters won that game 101-68. The leading scorer in the conference at the time, Taylor Groves, did not score a point. He was 0 for 7 from the field, an 0 for 4 at the free throw line.
Well,
0 points as they were all over Taylor Groves in that game. Jamal Nero had 20 points for VolState, but he is out with injury.
Well, obviously that was a game where they said they're not going to let Groves beat us, and they were successful in that effort.
Cannon Hale with Demore Litch in a good defensive posture. They are playing a man-to-man, but switching. Atkinson gets to the free throw line, and the bank is open on Saturday. He gets it off the glass and in. That's the first bucket in a while. The pass is knocked away. Malachi Brooks could not handle that pass, and Pioneers get a stop, down 27-9. 2 timeouts here early. Cannon Hale probably not going to be wide open near the three-point line. That's as close as he's going to get. Hale for 3, and it's off to the right. Rebound to Jaquavius Wallace in the game. They've got 10 players that they can go as Cannon Hale's holding Tyrese Stovall. They look like they were going to the dance. Hale picks up his second personal foul and the 4th team foul.
Stovall listed at 6'8", looks every bit of that and just towers over Cannon Hale.
Hale might be 6'3". Malachi Brooks for 3. It's no good. Tapped out, and Slaughter has the basketball. He's going to fake a pass, and his shot is short. He's going to go to the free throw line. Is Demore Litch, sophomore, 6'6". An excellent player, very, very active offensively and defensively as Slaughter misses the free throw. Checking back in, Brian Carter, as Litch will take a seat with 2 fouls.
Slaughter 69% from the line on the season. And successful there.
He's going to be checked out as MJ Gibbs checks in for VolState. 6'3" freshman from Antioch, Tennessee. Went to Ezell Harding, Antioch, a suburb here in Nashville. Carter on the left side. Also in the game, Jalen Shelton from Beach High School, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. That's also close by here to Volunteer State Community College. Nesbitt to Carter, who gets into the lane, kicks out to Carter Webb, 3-point specialist. His shot's no good. Nesbitt clears the rebound, and the pass to Malachi Brooks for an open 3 is good. 30-10.
I think just about every guy on this Senators team can pop a 3 at just about any moment and any place on the court.
Shelton being hawked by Wallace. Atkinson gets the pick from Preston King, kicks out. Delk does not want to fire that fake 3, drives into the lane, has his shot blocked. He ends up on the deck. Brooks, another 3, no good. Rebound to Atkinson. Down court is Delk, but the lane for the pass not there. Under 11 minutes here in the first half. MJ Gibbs now, he's going to fire a long 3, and it is long. Carter across the timeline. Wallace's shot no good. Carter's putback is. Pioneers having trouble giving up a lot of offensive rebounds. Although I say a lot, Walters hadn't missed a whole lot of shots.
Currently, Walters with 5 offensive rebounds, and the Pioneers with none at this juncture.
Jalen Shelton's going to fire from 3 and hit. Not a huge part of his game. You don't see him fire a lot of them. Nesbitt gets the ball inside, double teamed. His layup no good, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be off of VolState as some Jersey Mike's subs check in. Trey Rideau will check back in.
along with Jamar Livingston.
And Taquez Butler just back into the ball game, and he drains a three.
Almost 56% already on the three-point shots, 5 of 9 for the Senators. Hale over to Max Moore.
Yeah, Max Moore's going to drive. You're going to have to pump fake there, gets it off the glass, and it's good. If you go up without a pump fake, you're going to get it swatted back as Nesbitt picks up the foul. Moore, a freshman from right here in Gallatin, Tennessee. Went to Gallatin High School. It's maybe 2 miles up the road, Nashville Pike.
62% shooter from that spot there at the free throw line on the season, and he knocks that one down to add another point to make it 35-16.
Want to say hello to Chuck Sebastian, the voice of the Walter State Senators. He's probably listening in to today's game, unless the women softball team is playing. I don't think they are. But Chuck hanging out in Morristown as Butler drains another three.
Yeah, these guys can certainly pop those three-pointers.
He has not missed.
Butler is 3 for 3 in that category.
King gets pushed, loses his balance, or he gets pushed. It's the old Humpty Dumpty dilemma.
You were speaking earlier that the Pioneers really have no pure center. I would guess King, perhaps the closest thing to that for VolState.
It's 6'6". It's in this league. You are height challenged if you're the center. Cannon Hale's going to step into the interior of the three-point line. His shot's no good. Another rebound for the Senators. Backing into King is Carter, but he kicks out. And there's a missed three by Jamar Livingston. Livingston from Johnson City, Tennessee, 6'4" sophomore. Went to Daniel Boone High School.
I wonder if they all had to wear the coonskin caps. Yeah. Part of the uniform.
Slaughter drives, and his floater's no good, and he's also ends up on the floor. Butler for three. Butler short. And a rebound to Slaughter, who was slow getting down the court.
Double team.
Now
triple team.
Yeah. Damaris Carroll back in the game for VolState. He played for one of the prep schools that came in here and played VolState last year. Johnny Lynn liked his game. I think he scored 35 against the Pioneers. That'll get you a look.
That gets you attention.
Cannon Hale's trying to get loose. Taquez Butler didn't want to let go. Official Ted Kessler saw the tussle and blew the whistle. That'll be Butler's first. Damaris Carroll looking for it. Cannon Hale finds him right wing. Max Moore, who can step to that three-point line and shoot it, but chooses not to, and Cannon Hale's going to get fouled. So he's trying to get into the interior. David Carter calls a block, and that's the second on Taquez Butler. Butler will have a seat as Carter Webb checks back into the game. He's from Murfreesboro, Siegel. You know anything about that town, Murfreesboro? This Cannon Hale misses a free throw.
Other than the traffic, a little bit.
Cannon Hale did not qualify for the conference lead in free throws, only because he didn't make enough. You had to make 2 for every game you played. I think he made 59. He played in 30 games. He was 1 made free throw away from leading the conference in free throws, as Macon Atkinson checks in for Cannon Hale. Atkinson and Slaughter played together at Santa Fe High School. There's Rideau now into that corner that's been kind to Walter State. Livingston, a lot of ball movement back in the hands of Livingston in that right corner. His shot no good, tapped out of bounds. That'll be off Preston King. And a fresh 20. Rideau's from up the road from Nashville. He's in Clarksville, Tennessee, as Auden Slaughter has a shoe repair, double knotting, triple knotting. He went to Clarksville Academy, one of the private schools up in Clarksville where the 101st Airborne is located. Fort Campbell. Rideau can't ultimately get the handle on it. The pass from Carter was not into his chest, and Rideau's going to be replaced by Malachi Brooks, Union City, Tennessee. 6-foot sophomore, Union City High School.
Malachi, one of the three-point percentage leaders in the conference. In fact, Walter State has 3 of the top 5 in that category, and surprisingly, Butler not one of them. But he's been knocking them down here today.
You score 102 points in a game, you should get a lot of assists. I want to say I looked at a game, they had 40 of them. Fadeaway shot by Slaughter, no good. Rebound to Walter State. Relentless is all I can say. This is the first time I've seen them in person. As Livingston bumps and gets it to Carter. He gets Max Moore up in the air and then gently lays it over the rim.
They are indeed a multifaceted team. Every player just outstanding offensively, defensively. Certainly earning their position in the national rankings as that shot hits for the 3 for the Pioneers.
Damaris Carroll for 3. They're ranked 13th in the country in the last rankings. Their women's team ranked 4th in the country.
And their baseball team always nationally ranked. Just fine programs that Derek Creech leads as AD at Walter State.
Derek Creech sitting just down in front of our position with the assistant athletic director Avery Swinson. Their SID Rob Harvey. Max Moore gets it and goes on the other side of the rim and gets it off the glass and in and draws the foul. Then on Stovall, Tyrese Stovall from Cleveland, Tennessee, the hub of the universe, Bradley Central High School, 6'8" freshman.
Stovall has been named the TCCAA Player of the Week on occasion, as have a number of these Walter State players.
Moore cannot connect on the three-point play. Stovall has a season high of 22 points. Each of these players, their season high is not a ridiculous amount, as that shot's no good. Rebound by Brian Carter. Carter's everywhere. He gets the loose change. Now he's coming into double Carroll. He's going to try to dribble around it. The ball is stolen by Webb. He's going to have an easy layup as he came right around Max Moore. Ball State has, for the most part, been able to solve the press. It just takes so much effort to do it. Probably 2 or 3 steals by Walter State on that press. Coming up on the 4-minute mark, Ball State trails by 23. Slaughter's going to go right to the rim, have his shot blocked, but there's an offensive rebound and another block. Carter with the block and the steal gives it up to Brooks. Right wing, Carter Webb fakes and then redraws. As Macon Atkinson wasn't expecting the pass from Slaughter, his high school teammate at Santa Fe. In New Mexico, it's called Santa Fe. Tennessee, Auden Slaughter assured me it's Santa Fe. Moore will drive in on Carter. Tried to go to the other side. It was kind the last time, but this time he was a little bit too deep. A nice pass. Stovall tried to dunk it. He was a little bit too close to the rim. Preston King over to check on Tyrese. He will go to the free throw line. Looks like he's holding his right hand.
I believe
Gingerly
he
might have some blood on it.
Crashed into the wall there as he slid into the.
Our mop man over there, he was ready to defend him and help him make sure he didn't hit his head on that block wall. Wes Buckner, manager for the softball team here at VolState.
Some more subs into the game for the Senators. Checking in.
Some bunch.
Yeah, Baldwin, number 11, checking in, as well as Jaquavius Wallace, a sophomore from Decatur, Georgia, number 4. And I believe they are going to have Stovall check out. Perhaps you are right, Tim. He may have drawn some blood when he crashed into the cinder block wall, missing the padding that's behind the goal that is placed there just to hopefully keep the players a little safe when they slide or run past the bucket.
Try to keep them from any head wounds here, okay? Because
yeah,
you know they can bleed.
Just about every gym.
Our trainers don't like blood.
Yeah, they are.
Brad Swope, sitting at the end of the VolState bench, is the head trainer here now for VolState. He originally wasn't supposed to replace Justin McKinney, who's now been here for 13 years, but Justin McKinney added an extra hat as VolState added an assistant athletic director to help Bobby Hudson, who's been in that position, as Jaden Nesbitt's going to take the second free throw for Tyrese Stovall, and he nails it. Stovall had to go out to get mended.
That's right. Coach Nichols serving as medic as he wiped him down with the gauze.
25-point lead for Walters State.
Under 3 minutes to play in this first half.
Atkinson trying to bank again. This one off to the right. Nesbitt lurking down in that left block, moves over to the right block, guarded by Max Moore. A steal by Shelton, but he's got 2 Senators. As one from each team, we got bowling for dollars down there by Ayana, our handheld camera operator. Ayana, if these guys get after you, ditch the camera and run. One of the crew that's here back for game number 7. Barry Inslee on main camera here on the mezzanine levels. Jalen Shelton misses the first. William Sexton on camera 2, as I call it. I think they call it camera 6. Camera 5. So Barry's on 4. Or Barry's on 6. Yeah. Shelton misses both.
Who's on first?
Yeah, who's on first? There you go. Let's get back to baseball. Malachi Brooks, career high 22 points against Pellissippi earlier this year. Nesbitt did not receive that bullet pass from Wallace. VolState with a rare stop coming up on the 2-minute mark. A.J. Fawson is the quarterback of the broadcast team. He's the chief engineer here at VolState. Got a fantastic team assembled here as Shelton's 3-point attempt is short. Wallace driving, stopped by Moore. Now Brooks, left wing, backs it out, looking for the screen from Nesbitt, doesn't use it, kicks in the corner to Baldwin. His 3 is no good. Nesbitt gets the rebound, working hard, gets it off the glass, but Max Moore comes down with the rebound. There's Carroll says, all right, let's take stock of our situation here and slow it down. I want you to touch it, Dylan Delk. Now give it to me, and I'm going to pop a 3 from the left wing.
An impressive shot. This defense from Walters State really forcing these 3-point attempts to be made way beyond the 3-point line.
Nice ball handling there by Malachi Brooks, and he gets the ball in return. Steps in, gives it to Nesbitt. Wallace gets into the lane, has it knocked off of his leg. And it'll be VolState basketball as some Jersey Mike subs check in. Preston King and Auden Slaughter for VolState. Back in is Trey Rideau, Jamar Livingston, Brian Carter, and Carter Webb was already in the game, so 3 Walter State Senators to work with Jaden Nesbitt as MJ Gibbs bumping with Carter Webb coming down. Damaris from Florence, Alabama. Step back 3, heat check. 30 seconds to go. There is a second difference in the game clock and shot clock as Rideau nearly had that ball come out of his hand. I'm wondering if Coach Nichols is wanting a last shot to be taken. Apparently the difference is less than a point. So I'm guessing let's just take the last shot. Gibbs knocks the ball away from Livingston. 6. 3 in the corner. Step back 3. No good. Maybe the only thing that went well for VolState there, as the halftime score 46-24 for Walter State. Jay, that's tough to deal with going into halftime if you're VolState, and you got to be pleased if you're Jerry Nichols.
Yes, Coach Johnny Lynn, I mean, what do you tell your guys in the locker room at halftime other than just keep grinding, fellas? I mean,
last half of basketball for the year, but give it all you got. So no halftime interview today. We will take a break and be back with the second half. Thank you for watching and listening on the VolState Sports Network.
I'm his son. There. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's make a record. Y'all ready?
The Possum Hunters they were the first band to play the Grand Ole Opry 100 years ago this year. Not only is it the museum's 50th anniversary, but it's the 100th anniversary of the Opry, and the Possum Hunters were the very first band to play the Opry. Not only that, they opened the Opry every single Saturday night from 1925 to around 1938, 1940. They were absolute superstars.
I'd go back to my great-granddad, who was also with the Possum Hunters when his Uncle Monk played for him. My granddad was Martin Presley, George Martin Presley, and they called him Shorty. And if you ever saw a picture of him, he wasn't much bigger than the banjo that he played. But I remember as a little kid sitting around with him. You know, of course, he passed away when I was still young, but I still remember hanging out with him in the yard, and that's all he loved to do. He still, till his old age, till his dying days, that's all he wanted to do was play the banjo. As a matter of fact, that's his banjo back there behind me. We got to play that on this album. Luckily, I put a few things back on it because it was missing a head, and I had to make it playable again. But that's still the original, roughly 130-year-old banjo back there that he learned to play on.
My uncle, he tells a story that he was asked to join the Possum Hunters, but he turned them down and suggested that my uncle Monk, as he was known, his name is Noel, that he might want to play with them, and he did.
I'm on the board of directors of the Sumner County Museum, and we're having a night at the museum. And this band, this bluegrass band, local bluegrass band, who I'd seen before called the Lugnuts, were playing there that night as entertainment. When you go in the museum, if you look up on the wall, one of the first things you'll see is this massive picture of the Possum Hunters from the late 20s. The Lugnuts that night were playing underneath the photo of the Possum Hunters, playing a Possum Hunter set list. And I'm standing across the room at this point listening, tapping my toe, and it's February. I need a project for the spring semester, and the light bulb went off. It's like, I'm going to record that. I knew it was daunting because I wanted to do a whole album. I jumped right in. I went to the museum and gave them my idea. I said, I can record it in the studio. If everybody's on board, we'll make this record. Museum loved the idea. Then I went to Steve Beischer, head of the department here.
So Cole comes with the project, and he says, this would be a great thing to do. And I agreed. I said, this is something that would be great for the school, great for students, and it's a real world thing. I took it to the school and talked to the school about it, and Dr. Tostenson, the president, said it's a cool thing. You know, everybody's agreed that it's a really neat thing because it connects the historical part of it and the student working on projects part of it, and all the stuff that it connects together is, I think, a worthy goal to make it as good as it can be. The students did a good job on the recording. There's probably a lot of students who've never experienced one of those instruments live and in the flesh before. So those instruments were great to have them say, well, here it is. This is what it does. This is what it does. Here's where the sound comes. Here's how it's played. And they can take those techniques sometimes away or put them into a project that they're working on, or say, hey, what if I put a mandolin on my rap track? What's that going to be like? Hey, why not do it? You know, see what happens. I've spent a lot of my career with two phrases, what if and why not. It's like, what if we put a mic up here? Why not? Well, do it, see what it sounds like. If it's good, cool. If it's not, then you don't have to use it. So all of those things apply because as they're learning things, like all these pieces of gear here, until they actually come in and turn the knob, I can talk about what this knob might do all day, but until they actually turn it and go, oh, now I understand. The whole point of the program is to come out with portfolio material, because in the real world, especially on a hands-on or a creative thing like this, like engineering or producing or something, the first thing you'll be asked is, what do you do? And you can say, this is what I do. And since it is a real-world project, it's not a theoretical, I did this for a class. It's on the market. It's for sale. My name is on it. You know, maybe it goes and wins Bluegrass Album of the Year. Who knows? Then you have that accolade to your credit. So it's only good things can happen for students.
You are locked on to 5. Y'all, we got a great show for you today. We're going to talk with Georgia Bryant, a student in the music program right here at VolState. But before that, let's go on over to the Student Says segment and see what's going on there. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hi, I'm Rox, and this is the Student Says segment of 5. And today we're asking, what are you doing over spring break?
I'll be working at Kroger's all spring break, but hopefully I'll be able to go somewhere else instead of work.
This week over spring break, I'm going to be dog sitting, a lot of dogs, and hanging out with friends.
Over spring break, I'm going to be going on a mission trip. I think it's like 3 days. One of my friends invited me, so that's going to be fun.
Over my spring break, I'm probably just going to be working a whole lot.
Be spending time with my mom, and I'm very excited about it. I'm studying for an anatomy lab exam and working.
I'm going to Cancun with my family.
Well, for spring break, I'm actually going to England. And I wasn't really in charge of planning everything. It was my family and my parents and my sibling. because it's their like graduation trip.
Gonna hang out with friends and also study for my exams that I'm gonna have.
Hey girl, thanks for joining us today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Okay, so tell me, you're in the music program here. What all do you do? What are you part of? What's going on?
So I'm a music AFA major, so I take a lot of like private lessons and do a lot of ensembles, and I also have a lot of music theory and ear training classes.
Okay.
That kind of makes up the majority of the major.
Okay, cool. So like, are you a singer? Do you play instruments? Like, what do you do as far as in the music?
I'm mostly a singer. I've been writing songs since I was like 5 or so. So I play like a little bit of piano to accompany myself, but my voice is my main instrument.
Yes. There you go. I was talking with Ben Graves, our professor here earlier, and he was telling me that you're part of the jazz ensemble. Like, tell me about that.
I am. This is my first semester doing it, but I've really been enjoying it. It's cool. It's a lot of like improvisation, which is a good challenge for me.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and we get new pieces all the time, and we have to learn them really quick.
I bet. It's like super fast.
Yeah.
So do you sing in that too?
I do, yeah.
Awesome. So like, how big is the ensemble? Like, how many people are a part of it?
This semester we have a pretty big one. I think it's 13 or 14 students.
Oh, wow.
But sometimes it's only like 8 or so.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Like like what instruments are a part of it? Like what makes up the whole group, I guess?
It depends on the semester.
Yeah.
But we've got a couple vocalists. We've got a drummer. We've got a sax player. We've got 2 trumpet players, and then we've got a few guitarists, a clarinet player.
Okay.
And we've got a pianist too.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so like, how do you become a part of the ensemble? Like, how'd you hear about it?
I know about it because of the department I'm in, but I think non-music majors can be in it too.
Okay.
And you don't have to audition for it. You can just sign up.
Oh, perfect. So if any other students wanted to join, they could?
It's called the Commercial Music Ensemble.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, one last question. This is my surprise question for you. This is so random. If you could be a dipping sauce, what dipping sauce would you be?
Ooh, I'm actually not a big sauce person.
Not a big sauce person?
No.
Maybe a seasoning?
Ooh, tahini.
Tahini. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Georgia. That's all we got for you.
Thanks for having me.
Come visit the art gallery and check out the Retro 50 Expo by Alan Messer, where you can check out artists such as Willie Nelson, Alice Cooper, and last but not least, this guy.
Hey nursing students, did you know they sell scrubs in the back corner of the bookstore? They come in 2 colors, black and navy blue, and in sizes from extra small to 3X.
Need a snack? Come by the bookstore and grab a bite to eat.
And one last thing, spring break starts next week, which means there are no classes. Take some time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the break. We'll see everyone back on campus soon. Well, that's all we got for you for 5 segments in 5 minutes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm Jessica Meyer, and y'all have a great spring break.
Man, thanks to that ball and personal price you gave me, I was able to scoop me up some new kicks.
Really? I like those. You look like you're ready for a marathon now.
You know, on second thought, we're always looking for some fresh talent. Have you thought about going back and playing?
Really? Man, have I ever.
Go to the goal. There you go, buddy. Jake.
You for real, Coach?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about the personal price, Coach. Everybody at Toyota Gallatin gets it. That's what makes us so special.
Well, on second thought, I think we're all booked up.
Come on, Coach. For real? Give me a shot.
We'll pass.
Oh, come on. Wow.
Are you missing out on $400,000? A 2-year degree from VolState can increase your earnings by 17% a year. Discover your true potential in technology, business, healthcare, sciences, or the arts. Find what you've been missing. Find it at VolState.
The demand for mechatronics professionals is on the rise. Students get to earn a wage and college credit simultaneously via our work-based learning program. This hands-on experience gives them a competitive edge in the job market. Industries like automotive, aerospace, electronics, healthcare, and even mining rely heavily on these systems. These positions offer competitive salaries and a chance to contribute to the cutting-edge technologies that are shaping the world around us. Join us in pioneering the future of manufacturing through the power of mechatronics. Visit volstate.edu to start blazing your pathway now. Classes are available now at the Gallatin and Cookeville campuses.
Welcome back. The Walter State Senators exerted their strength in the first half, lead 46-24 of the host team, the VolState Pioneers. Jay, you got some stats there. What stands out?
Well, everything, quite frankly, but especially rebounds. 29 total rebounds for Walter State, 10 for Volunteer State. And then, of course, that shooting percentage, I mean, up around 50% as usual. And the three-point percentage, almost 40% for Walter State. They have been banging the threes, and they started out the game with a number of three-pointers, and that has continued.
Taquez Butler 4 for 5 from three-point range. And Brian Carter has not missed a shot, has not taken a three, but he's 5 for 5 from the field, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. He's pulling his best Dyersburg State free throw line shooting percentage, 100%.
Was that amazing yesterday?
You know, I checked today.
I figured you would.
Dyersburg State went from 8th in the conference in free throw percentage to 3rd with a 31 for 31 effort yesterday.
For Southwest Tennessee, you mean? In the
Dyersburg had the free throws, right? 31-31.
It was Southwest Tennessee that had the 31 free throws.
Oh, that's right. It was.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, Coach Jarrett Stevens' team, the men's team. As Nesbitt Yeah, I've never seen a team that proficient from the line.
Livingston, no bounce. He just gets the basketball and strokes a pure free throw. Max Moore inbounds to Damaris Carroll. The double team comes. He's going to try to ward off Damori Litch, and Litch is going to pick up the foul. Not a lot of fouls called in the first half. But 3 each by Preston King and Cannon Hale of the 7 fouls that VolState incurred. And that's the 3rd foul on Litch. Pioneers now work their offense. Slaughter right wing, step back, thought about a 3, gets it inside to Moore. Is going to spin to the left. Looks like he might have traveled. Shot no good. Nesbitt with the rebound. Quickly up court. Now the left wing, and a shot by Jamar Livingston is good. He had a season high 23 points in a 139-67 win over Southern Crescent Technical, as the hawking defense of Trey Rideau causes a turnover and another timeout. We're going to keep it right here as we will try to show you the bracket for the men's side of the tournament. Of course, this is Walter State first game of the tournament. They got the bye along with the other top 4 teams. Ball State, with the victory over Jackson State, got the right to play Walter State here today. The next game will be Chattanooga versus Motlow in a 4-5 matchup. The third game at approximately 4 p.m. is Columbia State that will host Dyersburg State. And the final game is Roane State against Southwest Tennessee. That's a number 3 versus an 11 seeded game. Last year it was Pellissippi State that was the Cinderella story. They defeated the Senators in game 2 of the tournament for Walters State. Walters got a win against Southwest last year and then lost by 3 points to Pellissippi. Johnny Lynn and the Pioneers had envisioned that coming in, but right now down almost 30 points. 29 is Walter State. Just too quick, too good shooting, too many extra players, as Litch is going to fire a 3 at the buzzer, in and out. Carroll gets the rebound.
So many of Coach Nichols' reserves are just really no drop in talent from the starters.
Carroll's 3 attempt is long.
He could pretty much start anybody he wants on that roster of his.
3 ball from the corner, Jamar Livingston.
Livingston, that redshirt sophomore from Johnson City, Tennessee, way up in East Tennessee.
Hale with 3 fouls, Preston King with 3. They are in the game. Both sophomores go with freshman Auden Slaughter, Max Moore, and Damaris Carroll. Slaughter gets into the paint. His shot is blocked, but Livingston picks up the personal foul. That's his first. Leading scorer at halftime for Ball State was Damaris Carroll. He had 8. It's 2 for 3 at the free throw line. Slaughter, it's his second free throw of the game. Nails 2 shots. Walters with 3 minutes gone here in the second half. Jay, they've scored 175 points in a game this year. Alley-oop, Max Moore bothers that. Jaden Nesbitt collects the loose ball and slams it home. Nice stop by Max Moore, but couldn't locate it. It might have been an over and back as Slaughter loses his balance. And a pass to Rideau. He tried to slam it. Could not quite get it over that rim.
Slaughter double teamed and stripped away but fouled.
You know Rideau wanted to drop that home. 6 foot tall. He's probably got family in from Clarksville.
Yeah, one of the shortest, quote unquote, players on the team at 6 foot tall. Malachi Brooks also comes in at that height.
You're a basketball player. There's no chance that you want to be on a roster and your height starts with a 5. You just don't want it. Even if you're 5'9", you're 6 foot. Just ask Diego Pavia. This Cannon Hale drives in and will go to the free throw line.
But Spud Webb, you know, he was proud of the fact he was only 5'7". So,
You're right.
So he just announced that from the rooftops. A 5'7" guy that won dunking contests. Pretty amazing player way back when.
Hale comes in at 84+% from the free throw line.
And knocks down the first one. As we have a couple of more subs as Stovall enters the game along with Brian Carter.
Because Stovall has recovered from his apparent hand injury in the first half. Wearing the turtleneck and long sleeves. Expecting cold weather here inside the Pickle Field House as VolState has a double team of their own and Carter's going to call a timeout. And while we take a timeout, let's go ahead and look at the women's bracket. They will be on display tomorrow. Here's Women's Day. We'll feature Walters State Lady Senators at noon to take on the Pellissippi State Panthers. And the 2 o'clock game, Motlow State versus Jackson State in a 4-5 matchup. 2 versus 7 is Dyersburg State and Cleveland State ladies. And the final game of the night, Columbia State will take on Chattanooga State, who dispatched of Verone State fairly easily in the nightcap last night.
I think the surprise team in that women's bracket certainly would be Motlow State. They come in at the number 4 seed. They were in the preseason poll picked last in the conference. So they have certainly come through with Daniel Price Sr., their new head coach, his leadership.
Well, last year they won 1 game as Carter gets 2 Pioneers up in the air, steps through them and calmly lays in a layup. Slaughter looking up court finds Hale across the timeline. Max Moore is going to drive and a reverse layup is too strong. Nope, Dylan Delt was trying to get after that one and Max Moore's down. He looks injured. Tyrese Stovall the same thing. We've had a rugby scrum breakout here on the Richard Moore Gymnasium court. Both of them look like they want to stay in the game.
Yeah, Stovall giving Coach Nichols the thumbs up, but man, he seems to.
Wes Buckner makes an appearance on the court.
Be ailing a bit. Yeah,
fresh with his blue long sleeve pullover. Jay Harper wearing his.
Yes, I too
today.
modeling one
I didn't
today.
think you'd wear yours.
No, why did you think that?
I don't know.
You gave that to me. I was appreciative that you thought of me.
Well, I mean, I would have efforted to get you one if Justin McKinney, the assistant athletic director, didn't say, hey, what size do you think Jay Harper is?
So he really did that?
Yes.
Wow. I know.
Cannon Hale.
Have to thank him later. And I'm amazed you didn't say, oh, he needs a 3XL.
I think he's a medium. He might be a medium. The former 19th round draft pick by the Minnesota Twins is VolState can't get the basketball in bounds.
And
Johnny
out comes
Lynn
the
is
mop
not
again.
happy.
Yeah, and here's the mop. The mop up duty. And I think it's kind of cool that the mop is has a basketball logo on it.
I believe it's the first year for these round mops. We've been a towel school here at VolState for
so going high tech.
many years.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, the president in her second year, Dr. Wendy Tossenson, apparently has found the pot of gold, and there is a lot of activity in the renovation phase and addition phase. A lot of building going on. Here is the VolState baseball field. We'll get a brand new press box, getting brand new batting cages at both the softball complex and the baseball complex. A new renovation happening in front of the school as Dr. Tossenson come up from Louisiana. She's a Georgia girl, she's a big Bulldog fan, Georgia Bulldog fan, but she is all about VolState athletics and VolState building up the institution here in Gallatin, Tennessee. Appreciate all that she's done for the school.
Well, let's face it, in the recruiting game, you know, the facilities matter. And Of course, budgets matter, and it's certainly a tightrope walk for institutions to try to improve facilities and manage what are shrinking budgets in many cases. The fundraising, man, a major part of the presidency for these institutions. That's probably one of the biggest parts of their job.
3-point shot by Malachi Brooks. Seems like it's been 15 minutes since we've had a shot put up in the game. Damaris Carroll calling out the play. Cannon Hale almost got up in the air. A circus shot attempt as he'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Carter Webb interrupting that shot attempt.
VolState has 4 points in the half.
And Webb gets called for the foul there, Tim.
That's his first. Hale makes the first. Atkinson.
Yeah, Atkinson back in now as
Jalen Shelton at the scorer's table. He'll check in for Cannon Hale, who drained 2 free throws. Cannon Hale's a redshirt sophomore, started his college basketball career at Cumberland University. He and Jalen Hardaway, who got hurt in the last game that he played, which was against Jackson State back on February 18th. Scored 27 points in that game and ended up getting injured, and he's not been in a VolState game since.
Beautiful
quick
pass.
Movement. Brooks for 3, that's offline. Shelton can't get control, and neither can as Carter makes sure that one. Taquez Butler looks like he might be dealing with something. Slaughter contact, gets it into the corner. Moore spin move and a drop step, gets it off the glass and in.
Yeah, pretty move from Max Moore as he shows his athletic ability.
And the 3-point shot, this one by Butler.
I believe that's his 4th 3-pointer.
I think that's his 5th. He had 4 at the halftime.
Ah, yep.
He's
okay.
5 of 6. Slaughter 3-point shot, good. Very unusual looking shot, but he's a scorer, not necessarily a pure 3-point shooter at all. Step back 3, good. Butler is hot. He and Brian Carter dueling for the team lead in scoring. Butler now with 18. Slaughter's going to drive in, and Butler slaps the arm. Slaughter goes back to the free throw line. Auden has had 2 games over 30 points. And those games did not occur until after Taylor Grove's season was over, but he scored 32 against Dyersburg here on January 14th, 31 points against Pellissippi a little over a month later. That was February 21st.
Damori Litch back in the game, number 1 for Walter State, along with Jamar Livingston, number 10.
Stepping out of bounds was Litch. Jalen Shelton might have had a little something to do with that. Only 1 player so far on the VolState bench that has not checked in yet. Kenio Velez, a redshirt freshman from Puerto Rico. Shelton's open for 3, but a quick closeout by Webb as a step through by Shelton. Give him 2 with the dipsy-do. Firing from 3, Livingston long, tapped out of bounds by Stovall.
And into the game, returning is Jaquavius Wallace, Decatur, Georgia sophomore, number 4. as Carter Webb, the conference's leading three-point shooter, takes a seat. He's only had 1 3 in this game thus far.
I said that Butler had 15 or 18. I thought they hadn't put that up there already. And I don't think they have on mine. Scoreboard, Toyota Gallatin scoreboard here says 68-38. And what I'm seeing on live stats shows 65-35. About a minute behind. Maybe the Wi-Fi is not working. Shelton closed out by Wallace, gets a shot up. No good, but personal foul called on Wallace.
Shelton wincing as he was kind of clutching his hand. And the official asking him, hey, son, are you all right?
And he's wiping off the basketball. The butter has shown back up. Had a lot of issues with slippery basketball yesterday. David Carter, a veteran official, giving Shelton a brief moment. Shelton misses the front end. I was right. Butler is at 18. My iPad just hadn't refreshed. Nothing but net on the second free throw. Full court pressures. Wallace had it come out of his hand and then knocked out of his hand by MJ Gibbs, who's now in the game for the Pioneers. Walter State has 8 team fouls in the game. VolState only 3. So the next Walter State foul will result in free throws, whether he's shooting or not. Shelton guarding Demore Litch. Litch gets the basketball and he's going to go right to the basket. Get it up off the glass, but it's no good. He was tugged by Shelton. Demore Litch had 24 points as his season high against Roan State. 13.0 points per game. He's the leading rebounder for the Senators at 6.6 as Max Moore checks back in. Litch also no dribble, and he drains the shot. 30-point lead for Walter State. Atkinson and grabbed there by Rideau.
Rideau with the aggressive bump.
I think he was expecting Macon to actually get across half court, not to turn back around, and that's how that got the two of them together. Atkinson will go to the free throw line. And he hits the first of the 1-and-1. Macon only been to the free throw line about 20 times on the year. Gets 2 shots. Rideau hands off to Livingston. Now to Litch, who carries it across the other side of the court. Tyree Stovall, another handoff. Underneath is Livingston, wide open. Max Moore didn't see him sneak around the corner. 71-41 as the Senators retain the 30-point lead. Gibbs steps left. His shot is short. Rebound to Litch. Now Litch working on Moore kicks out to Livingston for three. It's no good. Rebound to Preston King, the sophomore from Westmoreland, Tennessee. He's been here both years. He's a true sophomore. Did not start playing until later on in his freshman year. Thought he might redshirt, but he decided not to. Young man from here in Westmoreland, just up the road from Gallatin, goes right to the rim. And another Walter State Senator is down. Maury Litch writhing.
He's kind of holding his midsection.
Not sure if he
got a knee
had
to
it on his hand or not. Brad Swope, the trainer, standing at the corner of the court waiting to see if his services are needed.
I don't know if he got hit in the lower abdomen or where, you know, no man wants to
Right.
be hit. He's
an
certainly
injury
in pain.
An injury we won't worry about tomorrow. It's the women's, as head coach Jerry Nichols will come and check on Litch. So now if the coach is going to go, then Brad Swope, the trainer, will step in as well. Second stint as a trainer here at Vol State for Brad Swope. His wife Jana is our official scorer on the book today. Kason Hollinsworth is back on the public address announcer's microphone. 6 games yesterday. He'll do 4 today. Preston King at the line. First shot is good. Johnny Lynn in his 3rd year here at Vol State. Prior to that, 30 years as a softball coach. Over 1,000 victories as he handed the reins off to his son, Christian Lynn, his youngest son. His oldest son, John Thomas, is an assistant on the bench. And Johnny Lynn's wife, Kimberly, who is here, she was taking money up for ticket sales. She said if she wants to see her family, she comes to Vol State.
Yeah, she's figured it out as a longtime athletic wife.
The lob to Carter does not connect. Slaughter, nice dribble and a fadeaway shot. He's perfected
Beautiful.
that.
Yeah, beautiful move, beautiful shot.
That's happened about 3 times as he leads the Pioneers in scoring with 13.
Yeah, you certainly hope that Slaughter returns for his sophomore year.
Gotten a lot more minutes after Taylor Groves got injured, and as well as Jamal Nero, as Livingston was not going to be denied there. Cannon Hale, I believe, has picked up his 4th foul. And he has. Hale's family right here in Gallatin.
Brooks subbing now for Rideau. Number 3 for number 2 for Walter State. Brooks, a sophomore, Union City, Tennessee is where he calls home.
3-point play for Livingston. Again, as he and Butler vying for the team lead scorer. Hale's going to fire from 3 and hit. Cannon Hale!
Yeah, the Hail Mary
for 3.
Sinking it for a pretty 3-point shot.
Too little, too late. Stepping up inside the 3-point arc is Jason Coffey, who's now in the game.
Giles County High School product is coffee.
He should be from Coffee County, shouldn't he? Maybe they drink coffee in Pulaski. 3-pointer from the right wing is good. Jaquavius Wallace for 3. Hale thought about it and decided, yes, I'll go ahead and fire. Misses that one. Ryan Carter looking for a screen, gets it from Nesbitt. They're kicking back out. Wallace go back inside to Nesbitt. He's working on a much smaller player, and that's Macon Atkinson. He gets clobbered. He'll go to the free throw line. Delk picks up the foul. He's from Liberty Creek High School. Maybe, other than Gallatin High School, probably the closest public high school to VolState. He's from Hendersonville, 6'4" freshman. Nesbitt drills the free throw. 41% shooting, 12 made threes for Walter State.
Gibbs checking in for Delk now. MJ Gibbs. That rattles in and out.
Walters with the rebound as is that Wallace that. That's Wallace, and he comes up a little gimpy.
Yeah, I believe he was hit in the lower nether regions as well.
He's bending over,
trying to recover a bit.
Referee, official Tom Stinnett gets him the basketball. I don't think he was quite ready for it, but no worse for the wear. Drops in the free throws. Preston King checks in.
Back in for Max Moore.
So both sophomores in for VolState. Loser season is over and looking pretty much like VolState's going to bow out, as the women bowed out yesterday in their game with Cleveland State. 61-43 loss for the Lady Pioneers. Slaughter gets met by Carter. Cannon Hale with a fake on the three, and he drives in and gets it off the glass for two. Hale now with 9 points.
Quite an athletic move to maneuver through two white shirts for that score.
That bounce pass looked like it might have gone off a VolState foot, but no call. It seemed like it had the look of a pass that went off a body part. Slaughter working on Carter. Another fadeaway two, and it's good. Carter's saying, I can't defend that, coach. I just can't. And he's right.
Yeah, that turnaround of Slaughter's.
Who does that remind you?
That turnaround and fadeaway is
Larry Bird-like.
That's exactly.
Even though he's 6'9", Larry Bird fade away from about 30 feet out as Carter. That's why he's got a high field goal percentage right there. Brian Carter has not missed a field goal. He's now 8 for 8.
Yeah, leads the conference coming into the tournament at 78.8% field goal shooter.
Well, when you hang out within about 4 feet of the rim, Preston King tried a spin move. Now a 2-on-1 for Walters. Carter could not get a handle on the basketball. And heads up Ayana. Camera operator, she's doing double duty. Picks up the mop pole that fell down. You know, Ayana's one of the, I think she's the youngest member of the broadcast team. I don't really think she's in college yet. 3-point shot is long. Rebound to Auden Slaughter. He gets Carroll in the corner, but Cannon Hale just not focused. That ball just dribbles right out. So Ayana is our only camera operator down there on the floor. I bet she was born at a very young age. The parents she hardly knew.
You think so?
Just like you, Jay. And just like me. Pass almost went to some reserves on the bench.
Carter
Snatched
Webb.
out of there by Carter Webb. Loose ball picked up by MJ Gibbs. Now making Atkinson. Gives it up to Gibbs straight away. Three is long. With the rebound, caught in Caden Baldwin. Carter Webb with the hoop and the harm. Gibbs will pick up the foul. That'll be his third. And Carter Webb goes to the free throw line. His season high in points, 23 against Experience Academy. That was the 175 68-65 blowout by Walters State.
175 points is, I mean, that's almost triple the points of what a lot of teams.
They scored 84 points in the first half and scored more in the second half. Slaughter, another fadeaway. Good.
Yeah, he's
Auden
got that
Slaughter.
shot. Got that shot working.
He is impressing whoever may be here looking at some sophomores. Scouts, Jalen Shelton with the steal. He's going to try to go right to the rim. His stuff attempt is blocked.
That's Jason Coffey, number 20, a part of that block.
Shelton will go to the free throw line. Beach High School, where my kids went to high school. They've got a 6'8" senior who's heading to Wofford. Might be the region player of the year.
The Terriers in the Southern Conference.
There you go. You know that part of the world.
Yeah, I know that conference, calling Citadel Sports for a number of years in the Southern Conference. Always good programs and a fine school.
Cutter Sisk, the region player of the year, I believe. Three-point shot, no good. Coffey, apparently wearing his longer shoes, did not realize he was on the end line. Internet struggling here for me on my iPad. Can't get anything to pull up for me. There we go. Slaughter carded by Coffey, and Coffey got a little handsy. That's a shot right there by Slaughter, but I think they've been giving them a little bit more leeway with those shots. Ball was blocked at the rim, but maybe it was below the rim. So he's going to be at the free throw line for 2 shots. Two for 2. In that 175-point output, Experience Academy, 10 players were in double figures. It's Tyrese. That's not Tyrese. That's Jason Coffey fighting for that ball. There's Tyrese Stovall, and still trying to find a handle. David Carter needs to wipe that one off again. Just under 4 minutes to go as Max Moore picks up his second personal foul. Stovall goes to the line. First shot no good on the 1-on-1 bonus. Atkinson has full court pressure still being applied by the Senators. Slaughter has it. Kicks it to the corner. Cannon Hale for 3. In and out. No good. Stovall has his arm grabbed, and that will end the career of Cannon Cale here at Volunteer State Community College. He has just picked up his 5th foul at the 3:35 mark. Excellent career for Cannon Hale. 2 years, probably hoisted more three-pointers than any one individual in VolState history. That's just a guess.
He is a sharp shooter when he's hot. I've seen him a few times this season, and you're right, Tim. He is. He can really zero in.
Couple steps past the mid-court line, right about that red line for volleyball. On either side is where he is comfortable. Demore Litch just reached right over to Maris Carroll for that rebound and then goes right back to the basket for 2 points. Litch now finally gets his first field goal. Here's the shot. Let's see if they're going to count that shot. They will. Basket's good by Slaughter. Now with 21, I believe, if this is keeping up. Three-point play the old-fashioned way. Cannon Hale finishes the game with 9 points. 1 for 4 from 3, 4 for 5 free throw line. Right side corner, shot is good by Carter Webb. That's his second made three. Under 3 minutes to play here. It is is that a possible moving pick? No, they're going to call that on Carter Webb. Slaughter back to the free throw line. Taquez Butler and Jamar Livingston and Brian Carter all with 18 points. Slaughter. It's the Pioneers back to 30. Doesn't get the roll. Coffee up court to Webb. They don't look like they run plays. They just look like they're running a system of some sort. I'm not an offensive basketball
It
genius.
almost has a freestyle look to it.
Right. Three-point shot by Malachi Brooks is not hit. Slaughter's going to fire from three. No good. Brooks with the rebound and the spin move. Goes to the left side. Webb doesn't have a shot, but Coffey's open in the corner. Shot no good. Jay Harper will amble on down the stairs to try to get an interview with Jerry Nichols of Walter State. Slaughter has his pocket picked. Jaquavius Wallace gets the handle on the basketball and slams it home for two. They average 102, a minute and a half to go in the game. VolState going to try to keep it under there as a timeout is called by Johnny Lynn. Try to make some changes, and it's a full timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Again, we want to thank the folks that are bringing you the sights and the sounds. As Tamira Dreer, what is she handling today? She's the technical director. Jonathan Hughes is our sound man today. And Russell Wilson handling graphics. AJ Fawson, I think, is on that joystick handling some cameras. Barry Inslee and William Sexton up here on the mezzanine, our camera operators. And Ayana Lanou, I don't know her last name, so last name unknown. Ayana on the camera, making Jay and I look as good as we possibly can, and the action on the court here at the Pickle Fieldhouse. As I don't know that there's an award for the broadcast of the year in the TCCAA, but I would put the VolState Sports Network broadcasts up against any. There are some good ones in the league. All comes down to equipment. And for baseball, I have about 5 little Sony cameras, Canon cameras, and a camera switcher. Up here, it's like ESPN. So the action starts again. Macon Atkinson, Jalen Shelton, Dylan Delk, Max Moore, and MJ Gibbs as Preston King and Cannon Hale on the bench. Cannon has fouled out. Preston King, the sophomore, is on the bench. Max Moore's 3 attempt is no good. Trey Rideau looking for Stovall, finds him down the extended block. Coffee thought about a 3 as we are under a minute to go. 92-60. Caden Baldwin passes and flashes. Stovall misses his first. picks up an offensive rebound and a putback. Stovall now with 4 points. Moore finds himself open on the elbow right side, but didn't feel comfortable. And a three-pointer is good for Macon Atkinson. 21 seconds, the shot clock is off. Head coach Jerry Nichols will advise to just dribble it out as the Pioneers' season will come to a close. 94-63 is the final. Walter State moves on, and they will face the winner of our next game, Chattanooga and Motlow. That game will be played at noon on Monday, March the 9th. So they'll be back in this same time slot. Congratulations to the Senators as VolState's season comes to an end. They will finish 11-21 overall as Jay Harper is efforting to get Coach Nichols, but right now the commissioner of the TCCAA, Mike Campbell, is having a conversation with Coach Nichols. Jay Harper now with Coach. Jay, take it away.
Tim, we're going to get out of the floor here so we don't get run over by these 7-foot-tall young men. We're going to grab Coach Nichols here real quick. Coach, regardless of who you guys play, I'm always impressed. You're never complacent. You always keep your foot on the gas.
Well, we try to keep it at a standard, try to play hard. Obviously, we got a good team this year. They're working real hard. So.
Well, you've got a day off. What is your plan for tomorrow before you come back at noon on Monday?
Definitely a lot of scouting. Obviously, we got Motlow and Chattanooga, two really good teams. I'm looking forward to the challenge.
All right, Coach. Good luck. Thanks for your time.
Hey, thank you, sir.
All righty now. All right, Tim, we're going to send it back to you now.
94-62, Walter State takes care of the Pioneers here on the Pioneers' home court as Walter State will move on. They're the #1 seed, the 13th ranked team in the country, and they will take on the two teams that are the winner of the two teams that are on the court right now for our 2 o'clock game. Well, that'll do it for game 1 of day 2. For Dr. Wendy Tossenson, the president here at VolState, athletic director Bobby Hudson, and my partner Jay Harper, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you. Thank you for watching another edition of VolState Broadcast Network.